Hey guys, it's your girl Tamika from LJ's Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make my family's famous meatloaf burgers. That's what we call them. Here are your ingredients. We have onion soup mix, 2 eggs, 5 pounds of ground beef, green peppers, onions, salt, garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, and optional mesquite seasoning, or you can use hickory seasoning. And it's like the ground kind, not liquid smoke. Okay, so let's get started. I'll show you how to put this together. Okay, so for this recipe, we want to make sure we prep our vegetables. We have all of our vegetables washed and peeled, which is our onions. So we're going to grate our onions just like so. If you don't want to cry while you are grating your onions on your box grater, just make sure that you put them in the freezer for a few minutes, and it helps a lot. So I like to grate my onions instead of chopping them, because grating them, I'm able to get all the juices from the onion out, and they just kind of marinate and dissipate into the ground beef. So definitely like to do this. This is a little workout, and if you want to chop yours, you can. Some people that don't eat onions, they don't even realize that I have onion in mine. They think it's just seasoning because they don't like the crunch down on the onion. So this is a Vidalia onion. You can use a white onion. You can use a red onion. I've used them all. Okay, so you see how we have like all this juice right here. So we are going to put this into our ground beef. Set this box grater to the side because I don't want to lose any of those juices from the onion. So we do it just like so. Now I use 2 onions. You can use as many as you want. You can make this your own. You never have to follow this recipe specifically, because you want to make it, definitely want to make it your own. Oh, those onions are burning my eyes. I didn't use the freezer method. So we always like to make these burgers. Of course, I like smash burgers also. But growing up, we always like making these burgers because my mother taught me this way. And it was a funny story. We were going to McDonald's, and every time my mother would we would go past McDonald's, we did what all kids would normally do. We would say, "Hey mom, I want to go to McDonald's. Can we go to McDonald's?" And I remember back then, this is the 70s. So back then, hamburgers were 29 cents and cheeseburgers were 49 cents, 39 cents. And I said to my mom one day, I said, can we go get a hamburger? And she would always say, "No, I have 4 kids. I can't take you to McDonald's today. I'll make you McDonald's at home." And when we would get home, I would say, "I don't see McDonald's putting green peppers in their hamburgers." So I thought that was the funniest thing. Like, I don't want green peppers in my hamburger. I just wanted a McDonald's hamburger. So I just thought, every time I cook, I always think of a funny story. That my family was hilarious, and we had some good times. So when I'm making these burgers, I always think about my mother and that McDonald's story. We had a few McDonald's stories, I tell you. I remember she would say, and we were still hungry after eating McDonald's, she would tell us to hurry up and drink some water. Go ask them for a courtesy cup of water, because she said we had to swell the bread up so that we can be full. So that was funny to me. You know, we didn't grow up rich, but my mom expressed her love through, one of her ways of expressing what love was, to cook for us. And She did an amazing job doing that. I don't think I'm going to use another green pepper, so I'm just going to use, these green peppers are fairly large, so I'm just going to use this one. Now, when I do my green peppers, chop them up, I definitely like to chop my green peppers up medium size. It doesn't have to be super fine, but if you don't like the green peppers, because you know these burgers are going to cook a while, so if you don't like the green peppers in your in large chunks, just cut them as small as you want. So this is pretty good. They have a couple of larger pieces, but this is pretty good. Okay, maybe give it one last little chop. I'm making this for a family's cookout over in Camden, New Jersey. So we are celebrating our granny's 90th birthday would be on the 7th. Is it the 6th or the 7th? I'm horrible at dates. But we will be celebrating her 90th birthday. She passed away earlier this year. So we miss our granny. We're just going to do a balloon release and all that. So I decided to make what my mother's famous burgers were. Okay, so that's done. All right. So we have all of our meat in a bowl, all of our 80-20. You don't want to use a ground beef that's too lean, because when you start using ground beef that's too lean, it doesn't taste good. You need the fat. So now we're going to add our seasonings. So we're going to add in maybe about a teaspoon of each of, I'm going to add a tablespoon of granulated garlic powder. Granulated, it's just going to be the last little bit of this onion powder. So that's about a tablespoon. Onion powder. I added about a teaspoon of this black pepper. I'm going to add in some of this smoky mesquite seasoning, about a teaspoon. Just about a teaspoon or so of kosher salt. Not too much, because your Lipton onion soup mix has a lot of salt in it. Sometimes this pepper makes me sneeze, so excuse me. Now we're going to add 2 packs of Lipton soup mix in, onion soup mix. All right, so all that's done, put to the side. Let's get all this stuff out of the way. And we also have our 2 eggs. So we're going to add our 2 eggs in just like that. It's really just as simple. Okay. Now, I like to use gloves when it comes to this, because I don't want ground beef getting up under my nails. All right, so I'm going to put my gloves on. And these gloves are a little small for my hands, but I'll come right back so we can mix this up. So I did forget one ingredient. I always forget something, guys. So I also used about a half a tablespoon of Lee & Perrins Worcestershire sauce. So I did leave this out of the ingredients. I'm telling you, I always leave something out. Okay, so now this is the fun part. We are going to mix all of this together. So we have our garlic powder, onion powder, our onions in it, our pepper, a little salt, onion soup mix, our Lee & Perrins Worcestershire sauce, a little bit of smoky mesquite, or you can use hickory smoke. So seasoning, not the granulated seasoning, not the liquid stuff. So when you do this, you want to make sure that you are squeezing all of this together, getting it mixed up well. And you don't want to over mix this, because you want your burgers to not be tough. The worst thing is to have a tough burger. Never over mix. Okay, so we just want to combine all of this together, and then it's going to take a minute, so be patient. Then sometimes I kind of use my fist to kind of punch it in, so do that as well. It's always easier to use gloves because the gloves will help you to not get it all stuck in your nails. And when I wash my hands when I'm doing any kind of cooking, I wash my hands a lot, and I have a brush that I wash underneath my nails if I have a little free edge over. Now, I feel like I probably could have put more green pepper in, but because I'm making this for my other side of the family, I am going to not do that. So this looks pretty good, looks pretty mixed up. I see those onions there are going to go through there. Now you can do this the night before and make your patties up and kind of let them marinate. But because I am in a rush, I'm getting the grill going. And believe it or not, this is going to make about 16 burgers. Okay, so I have it all mixed up. And this is how I make my patties. So I just make meatballs and then I press them out. And when I press them out, I put a little dimple in the middle. Can you see that dimple? Because that makes the hamburgers not bubble up into a ball. You ever go to a cookout and the hamburgers looks like little rocks? So that helps it not to bubble up. So when you get your patty just the way you want it, you want to just put a little dimple in it. Okay, just like that. All right, so I'm going to get all of these onto my sheet pan. I'll show you another one. You can absolutely mix, take all of your balls and your meat balls, your ground beef, and make them into all balls so that you can have them even, and you can kind of eyeball it so that you can get the same amount, because out of 5 pounds of ground beef, I usually get about 16 medium-sized burgers. If I was making them for home, I would make them a little larger, but these are a good amount to make. So I just eyeball it, and that's all I do. I'm not going to bore you with making these patties, so I will come back in a bit and show you when they're all made up and ready to go on the grill. And if you don't use a grill, you can absolutely use a cast iron frying pan. It'll also taste just as good. Or you can even put them in the oven. I've done that as well. Don't forget your dimple. Okay. I'll be back in a bit. Okay, so all these burgers are done. I put some parchment paper in like the middle of them just to separate it. So I have 9 on the bottom, and then I have like 8 on top. So I'm going to get these on the grill. Just wanted to show you what they look like. Get these on the grill. Again, you can make them as large or as small as you want them, but make sure that when you are making these, that they are the size that you want them for your family. Okay, so I'm gonna get them on the grill, and I'll show you what they look like when they come off, or maybe midway. I don't know. Hey, just another quick sidebar, that if you have family members that don't eat meat at all, don't forget to have some options for them. So these are some portobello mushroom caps, some green peppers, some sweet onion, Vidalia onions, some tomato. So we're going to also grill those up as well so that they can have something to dine on too. So we have our beef burgers about to go on the grill, nice and hot grill, and then we are going to, on a separate grill, we're going to get our veggie burgers. These are going to go on burgers and a burger bun, and it's going to be amazing, just as amazing. Okay. Okay, so when I do this type of cooking, I do like to make sure that the burgers, I close the lid first and cook the burgers for at maybe about 100 degrees. I don't want my stuff to blow away here. Probably about at 100 degrees first. to 200 degrees. Like I let my grill heat up to between 100 and 200 degrees, and I like it to just fully heat up. And then I put my burgers on a hot grill, and then I put the lid down, leave the exhaust fully exposed, and then I like to because it's going to keep the chimney exposed, so it's going to keep the grill really hot. And then I like to just show you how I like to put all the burgers on the grill, and as they are cooking, I need those peppers and onions to marinate through the meat. So I'm going to cook it a little lower and slower than when you're cooking like a smash burger or just regular burgers where you just season them up. Because I want them to fully cook, and they still are going to get crispy edges and stuff like that. But I just wanted to show you what they sort of look like on the grill. So they're not even ready to flip yet. I'm going to flip them in about maybe 8 minutes, and then take it from there. So I just wanted to show you how they look on the grill. I wanted to get out here early before all the kids in my neighbor's yard. This is my neighbor's yard, so I don't want all the kids to come out. And my neighbor over there, they had a party last night, so my video last night came out super loud. So it's still fairly early, and I just wanted to show you what my burgers look like. So, okay, I'll be back. Okay, so now they're about ready to turn, and this is how they look. Let me just get one so I can show you. This is how it looks when it's ready to turn. So yes, these hamburgers are a little small, but remember, we're going to have like a whole bunch of food where I'm going to be, and you know, they don't need a big thick hamburger, so they're going to have a lot of variety of stuff. But this looks really good, ready to turn. And when you think that one part of the grill is a little hotter and another part needs a little bit more heat, like I feel like this one needs a little bit more heat, I'll just switch it out with one that's more well done or more done. So ready to turn, and I'll show you what they look like when I am ready to plate it. Woo! Okay guys, so it is like super hot outside, and I just wanted to come back in and show you. These are my burgers. They're all done. Whoops. Let me see if I can get a better angle. I have some more here. So whenever I go to a cookout or something like that, I don't always like to have to come and wait for stuff to get cooked. So you can cook it at home and then take it while it's still hot, and then now it's ready because the cookout, I'm sure, has started. So our burgers again, meatloaf burgers. I think they you know, can be a little small for but let's, you know what, let's try it out. Let's get a bun. This is my big mouth bun, so this isn't a good bun to get because these are, you know, but I do have some smaller Stroman buns in the car. So this is my bun. Let's see if this burger is bun size. It's a little less than bun size. Not bad though. It will be perfect for the Stroman burgers though. So I'm gonna push this to the side. I'm gonna get me a napkin. I'm gonna eat this burger. Let me see, do I have mustard, ketchup? How about we just take a bite so I can show you what it looks like inside. Whew. I can almost get emotional on this burger. It reminds me of my mom. This is how she made our burgers. No big McDonald's burgers for us. We had to get meatloaf burgers. But it was good. It's so good. I got a tear in my eye. Not because this burger is good, because I miss my mom. I gotta go for now, but bye. Bye for now.